President Ansel Roger quoted from the Ministry of Energy's financial audited accounts and challenged the government to dispute that in 2018, prior to its closure, Petrotrin made a profit of $490 million. He said under the People's National Movement and its introduction of Heritage Petroleum Company, total oil production declined by 18.3% from 78,656 barrels of oil per day to 59,726. Oil production at Trinma also fell 15.4% from 21,468 barrels of oil per day to 18,141. Roger said only friends of the PNM benefited from the refinery's closure, while the burden fell on the shoulders of the population. He recalled Minister of Finance Com Imbert laughing and boasting that the people had not yet rioted after having increased the fuel cost 3 times and now for the 4th time since the PNM has taken office.
Flippant nature, the cavalier manner, the callousness in which those statements were displayed. You know, there's a saying, what is joke for school children is dead for crapo. So what is a joke for the Minister of Finance? What is no problem for him and his government, his ministers of cabinet and so on, really spells hardship and difficulty to the population of Trinidad and Tobago. And that is the context in which we want to...
Additionally, the OWTU president said the fuel cost increases may be a joke to the PNM as they are sheltered by tax breaks, exemptions and concessions. He said it is simply not okay for a suffering population given the steady increase in the cost of living over the last 7 years.
Well, let's just face it, Trinidad and Tobago. Let's wake up and face what is happening here. They would have increased like no other government in this short period of time, 5 and 2, 7 years. Not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times on the population, fuel costs. And the impact of that is the rippling effect that goes throughout the economy that affects everything it touches. Because once fuel costs is raised, transportation costs for goods and services is also raised. The cost of living raised. And when things raise in this country, prices and cost of living and so on, it never comes back down. The only thing that is not raising in this country is the wages.
Roger said the PNM must be stopped.
But you make a big thing, Trinidad and Tobago, about ketchup and condiments and so on because you have to pay extra for that. But the things that affect you and would affect your children's ability to go to school, you relax and that's okay. So Minister Imbert could do what he wants because he's PNM. I want to say this morning, before we say anything else, this is not PNM country. And Minister Imbert and Rowley, they have to be stopped. Enough is enough. We have suffered too much under the hands of this uncaring, ruthless, malicious, vicious Dr. Rowley and Imbert and the gang of bandits in governance. This country have to wake up.
And the union boss reiterated that the shutting down of the Point-A-Pear refinery 2 years ago crippled, stifled, and totally eliminated the country's ability to produce fuel to sustain itself.
We won the country. That model must come to a screeching halt. It cannot be sustainable. It is bad energy policy, bad planning, or no planning at all, for them to have to stop producing and to buy from outside using scarce foreign exchange.
Chanel Alciran, MCTV News. While also making news this evening, to date for the local government election has not yet been called, but the United National Congress is getting ready. This includes holding its internal elections. We bring you more from Rishi Harinanan.
And to all those comers, I promise you, manos y manos, man to man, or woman to woman, I will take on all comers and I will beat every one of them.
Kamla Prasad-Bisasa is not stepping aside as leader of the United National Congress and has challenged those who oppose her to come forward. She said she will win whenever the internal election of the party is called.
And I say this not because I'm immodest, I am boastful, I'm whatever. I say it because I have a track record, others have spoken to, and you all know it. I have a track record, but you know what is more important than just a track record? What is more important is the love I have for the people of Trinidad and Tobago.
She said what is important is the policy of the party. Speaking at the UNC's virtual forum on Monday night, she said in the coming weeks the party will convene its parliamentary arm and elections within the party.
We had withheld holding these meetings for a while because of the restrictions, but now we can resume parliamentary arm meetings. Further, our teams will be going out to the various constituencies to talk about the holding of constituency executive elections. It is time. They will come to you to talk about the holding of our women's arm elections.
She said the youth arm and national executive election will also take place. The former Prime Minister said local government elections are due this year and soon nomination will open.
I want to advise you that we will be opening up nominations for persons to file to be candidates in the local government elections due this year. At our next executive meeting, which will be shortly, we shall make a decision as to the dates. So get your papers in order, get ready. We will announce the date for nominations for local government elections. As I said, we'll announce the dates for the women's arm elections, the youth arms elections, and the constituency executive elections, and eventually the national executive elections.
During her address, Mrs. Prasad-Bisasa again called on the government to give a one-off uniform grant as students are set to return to physical classes on April 19th. Rishi Harinanan, MCTV News.
Thank you so much, Rishi. And staying with political news, former Government Minister Vasant Bharat has pointed to the failure of the opposition United National Congress to effectively nullify the People's National Movement's narrative of the UNC being a corrupt party as the main reason for losing the 2015 and 2020 general elections. And he was critical of the party to which he belongs by not conducting a critical analysis of both electoral defeats despite the party being regarded as one of the best performing in the nation's history.
The UNC has failed to address the narrative of corruption that has been thrown at. Okay, so that narrative has been ongoing for 7 years. Okay, I see today in the newspaper that there are some British investigators who arrived again today in Trinidad, who arrived yesterday, and they're conducting inquiries into certain issues during the time of the PP partnership coming up. So the PNM has kept that narrative running for 7 years, from day one, when Minister Imbert went into the parliament and said the country was running on fumes.
Represented St. Augustine in Parliament and also served in the Senate was speaking on MCTV's Hard Talk with host Zaid Mohammed last evening.
And that's news on U97.5 FM, MCTV, WBHM, the voice of rock, and Fun Radio. Sponsored by Newsday. Every word, every line, Every paragraph depicts a real moment in someone's life. A father, a sister, a mother, a brother. We at Newsday are dedicated to you, the people, and through independent, unwavering journalism, strive to always bring your stories to life, because your stories are more than just words. Newsday, independent and credible.
In this month, close to 2 billion Muslims worldwide observe Ramadan, their most holy and beloved month, yet most difficult. 30 days of fasting from food and drink and praying build mental fortitude and closeness to Allah. There is a lesson in their sacrifice, discipline, and faith, a motivation to us all to be resilient and look forward to a brighter day. Just as the hunger of Ramadan ends with the joys of Eid, it is our prayer that the power of this holy month inspire humanity to awaken, to remember God, and to make this world a better place. Ramadan Mubarak to our Islamic community and our nation from your Royal Castle.
The call to prayer for breaking of the fast comes to you compliments Ansad Services Limited, Top Gear Auto Parts, Construction Services and Supplies Limited, and Multi Tools and Services.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Alhamdulillah. Praise be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for giving us the health, the strength once again to respond to His call, fasting for His pleasure. As we draw closer to the time for the breaking of the fast, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our fasting, have mercy upon us, forgive us our shortcomings, and inshallah allow us to enter into His Jannah. May He accept all of our fasting. Jazakallah khair. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Allahumma laka sumtu wa ala rizqika aftart. O Allah, for Thy sake have we fasted, and now we break the fast with the food that comes from Thee, O most merciful of those who show mercy. Amin. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah. Allahu Akbar, Allah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah. Hayya ala salah. Hayya ala salah. Hayya alal falah. Hayya alal falah. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah. Amin.
तकदीर से रोज़ादारों की ये माह मुबारक आया है, रहमत के खजाने लाया है। तकदीर से रोज़ादारों की ये माह मुबारक आया है। कुरान की बरकत आम हुई, शैतान की नबुज़ें छूट गईं। मैखाने के दर बंद हुए, बातिल की उम्मीदें टूट गईं। जन्नत के लिए एक खुश खबरी रोज़ों का महीना लाया है, रहमत के खजाने लाया है। तकदीर से रोज़ादारों की ये माह मुबारक आया है।
Answered Service Limited at 106 Egypt Main Road, Point Fortin, specialize in heavy, extra heavy lifting and also transporting services. Services provided at ASL are but not limited to civil and mechanical engineering, site preparation and earthworks, waste management services for non-hazardous material, land reclamation and land development, asphalt paving, supply of ready-mix concrete. We offer rental of most equipment such as crane, tractors, trucks, excavators, and much more. Happy Eid greetings to you and your family from the management of Answered Services Limited. May the day be a dawn of blessings, love, and peace in your life. Eid Mubarak. Please call us at 648-5777 or 648-2489 or email us at answeredservices@gmail.com. We lead, others follow.
No. Top Gear Auto Parts and Repairs, located at Southern Main Road, Couva, opposite the Anglican School. Top Gear specializes in tune-ups, injector cleaning, transmission flush, brakes and suspension repairs, vehicle diagnostics, wheel alignment, balancing, and all general auto maintenance. Call Top Gear on 271-6525. Top Gear, your one-stop shop at Southern Main Road, Couva, opposite the Anglican School.
Yeah, boy! Fast car. I wanted to get to anywhere.
This season of Lent, get more options from Royal Castle with their 3 tasty meal specials. Meals made with the freshest fish, seasoned with the castle's appetizing Trini ingredients and cooked to golden perfection. Choose from the fish combo, 2 succulent pieces of fish, 1 side and a 16-ounce soft drink, or the fish sandwich combo of a tender, tasty sandwich, 1 side and a 16-ounce soft drink, or even a flavorful veggie combo option of a sandwich, a side and a 16-ounce soft drink. Get more options from Royal Castle. Our culture, our taste for Lent.
Poverty is hell, and the angels are in paradise, driving in their limousine, where everything is nice and clean. A poor man living in a teeny hut, children hungry, nothing in the pot. He gone by the neighbor to beg for some rice. The neighbor under pressure by kings and knights.
Blessing good afternoon to each and everyone. Welcome to U97.5 FM douglAR Radio, hot like pepper. Yes, today we are in the studio and we are on the inside. So it's Corky D. Today Jeffrey is not with me. Today we have a lady on the set today by the name of Chanel Roberts. All right. We go answer all them questions just now, right? So Chanel is a robots in training. To take the fight, because unlike the PNM, we know that the youth is the future. And therefore, we ought to prepare the youth to take the fight for freedom, justice, equity, equality. And so, Chanel is a youth in training. You will hear more about that as we go along. I'm sure you heard the political leader last night made some announcements where she said all elections, internal constituency, youth arm, women's arm, all elections would be forthcoming very soon. And also, she is prepared to take on those who speak with no action. Now is the time for we to see the action. All who calling for change and Kamala must go and all of that. The time is coming for you to come and put your hat in the ring, and let's see what the membership say. What says the membership in relation to the leader? All man, woman, boy, girl, clowns, idiots, everybody, welcome. Put your hat in the ring. Jump out. Come out. And let's see what the membership would decide. So, Corky, give me that tune before we get into today's proceedings. Yeah, bring it. All right, so welcome to you listeners, viewers, social media, YouTube, Facebook. Welcome. Of course, a little later we will be opening the lines as we go along with this very important topic. But before we get into today's proceedings, I will ask Chanel to introduce herself to you, the people on the outside. Chanel.
Good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago. My name is Chanel Roberts, and yes, I am the daughter of Victor Roberts. I am also from the constituency of Labray. What are my ambitions? Time will tell.
Beautiful. Time will tell. Yeah, time will tell. So today, ladies and gentlemen, as we get into today's proceeding, last night, yesterday, we asked a question: what would it take for you, the people, to stand up? But before we get into that, Corky, I wanted to go back to that clip And yeah, get back into that clip. And let's hear, let's see, let's listen. And let's hear what the people on the outside will have to say. Run it. Inside. Go ahead.
The price of fuel by 15%. I then realized that was not enough. I came back again in April and I raised it again by 15%. And I came back again just a few weeks ago and raised it by another 15%. They haven't rioted yet. So I might raise it by another 15% in April of next year. The price of fuel by 15%. I then realized that was not enough. I came back again in April and I raised it again by 15%. And I 15%.
Right. I want us to pay attention to what the Minister of Finance is saying. I want you to not to listen to the laugh. That is not important at this point in time. I want you to listen attentively as to the dates and when he proposed to raise it again, in what month. I want you to listen the settings. I want you to also understand the month that he raised it in before. So listen to Colin in both, column in both, or wherever in both or after both, wherever he is. Listen to it carefully. Bring it back from the top.
From the top, yes.
Bring it back from the top.
Let's go.
The price of fuel by 15%. I then realized that was not enough. I came back again in April and I raised it again by 15%. And I came back again just a few weeks ago and raised it by another 15%. They haven't rioted yet. So I might raise it by another 15% in April of next year. The price of fuel by 15%. I then realized that was not enough. I came back again in April and I raised it again by 15%. And I came back again just a few weeks ago and raised it by another 15%. They haven't rioted yet. So I might raise it by another 15% in April of next year.
So I know that you catch that. So you're having a meeting with members of the IMF. And out of this meeting, Imbot is saying that I've raised the price of fuel, and I come back again and I raise it in April.
Yes.
And then a few weeks later, I raise it again. And after the idiotic laugh, he said I might fully well raise it in April of next year.
Yeah.
So is this a April pattern thing with Imbot? But ladies and gentlemen, let us get down into the nitty-gritty of this thing here now.
Yeah.
Let us get inside of there.
Yes.
So we are dealing with a situation where the Minister of Finance, in coming into office in 2015, Colum Inbert went to the Parliament of Trinidad and Tobago and he said to us that the country is running on fumes. All you remember that? He said the country is running on fumes. There is no money. The country running on fumes. During that period, ladies and gentlemen, between 2015 and 2019, the economy declined by 10%. The economy declined by 10%. Between 2019 and 2020, 1 year, the economy further declined by 7.4%. So between 15 and 19, within that 4-year period, we declined 10%. But yet, within 2020, between 2019 and 2020, we declined by 7.4%. Now, the country was running on fumes in 2015 according to Imbert. So if the country was running on fumes, and we had a decline by 10% within the first 4 years of the PNM reign, and within 1 year after the 4-year period, we had a 7.4% decline. Then what does that tell us? It tells us two things. One, that Colin Imbert had to be or is one of the biggest liar in this country when he said that there was no money between 2015 when he came to the parliament. One. And two, where did this money generate itself from in order to pay the bills and to manage the affairs of the country during 2015 and 2019? Because during those periods, ladies and gentlemen, even though we had a decline during that period, yet the government were able to facilitate all its financial obligation during that period of time. Added to that, between 19 and 20, we had a further decline. And this will tell us that the Minister of Finance, together with the government, they have not brought any policies to generate revenue in this country between 2015 and now. They have not brought a policy to the table where the government would have been able to attract foreign investors in this country. We are seeing a decline right through, and at this point in time where the oil price gone up because of the Ukraine-Russia situation, we have to be fortunate. A matter of fact, it is better Colin Imbert was Russia President Putin, because that is the only reason or the only situation where we will see some kind of money. One, but yet within that situation, we are also faced with the situation where the government continue to remove the fuel subsidy in this country. Now, I want you to go back. When you go back to 2018, if you are to examine the financial records, both of the Ministry of Energy and Energy Affairs and the financial records of state-owned Petrotrain at that time, you will see, ladies and gentlemen, it is there where this government have collected revenue, where Petrotrain had made significant profit in the sum of $400+ million. It is there. The record cannot lie. It is there. But yet within all of this, today in our country, we are faced with a situation not because of the war between Ukraine and Russia. We are faced with this situation simply because this government have took the measures to close down not only the refinery, but to close down the entity, the company that was responsible not only for forex, not only for generating income, not only for employment, but this government, ladies and gentlemen, have put Trinidad and Tobago in a place where we as the citizens will continue to feel the brunt of high food prices, high utility bills, high everything we are going to face in this country because of the decision of Imbert, his government, Rowley, and the rest of them who will be exempted, who will not feel the pressure of the fuel price, who will not feel the pressure of high food prices, who will not feel the pressure in any way, simply because, ladies and gentlemen, they are of high esteem in that they have not submitted themselves to the order that we, the poorer citizens, the poorer class of people in this country would have to face. Because they drive free, they eat free, their bills free, their fuel free. Let me explain that to you. Everything that the government officials benefit, it is of a you, the taxpayer. It is of a you, the unemployed. Because you who are unemployed, who believe that you are not paying tax, you are paying tax every time you visit the pharmacy, the grocery, the gas station, the taxi, the bus, the maxi, the market. You are paying tax every time. You are paying tax to eat in this country, while they who mismanage and because of a lack of vision shut down Petrotrin to protect their financier and to protect the high-ranking government officials who were involved in this oil scandal because of the protection order that the Prime Minister placed on those who he wants to secure, is as a result of we now going to feel the full brunt of poverty. Let me tell you something. Those of you who may very well have a few dollars put away, I am saying to you, it wouldn't be long. It would not be long before your few dollars becomes fewer. It won't be long, because the direction in which the economy of this country is heading, it is going into the direction where you, the people, the citizens, would not be able to live comfortable. A matter of fact, it is at the place where your stress level will cause severe illness upon you. Mark my words today. It is only a matter of time. Because you see, what happened in this country is that some of us watch yellow and some of us watch red. That is what we do. Well, I want to advocate today. I want to help you to understand that yellow, red, blue, or green is not the issue in this country. What is the issue is the policies that will make your life and the life of your children to be in a better place. That is what is important. And if red is putting those policies in place to move the country forward and to assist your children, the future, the youths of this country, to be in a place where they can sustain themselves, then that is the way to go. But if, on the other hand, yellow have the policies to move and to stimulate and to generate and to create foreign investment and to bring your life to a place where you can be self-sustained, where you can see development within your community, within your constituency. A matter of fact, where you can see human development, then I am saying to you that yellow is the place to go. We have seen, ladies and gentlemen, Vasanbad are coming to you just now. We have seen, ladies and gentlemen, where Kamala Prasad Bisesa, whether you like her or not, whether you like African or Indian, whether you like black, white, pink, blue or green, we have seen where Kamala Prasad Bisesa is on record, historical record in this country, as being the leader who produce, who develop, who assists this country to bring itself to a place where we could consider to be very close to 2020 vision that Manning had in his mind. We have seen that. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why I am asking you, what would it take for you to stand up against what is happening? You see, let me tell you something. On the 19th is the day that your tank may very well cost $40 to $60 more to be filled. On the 19th is the day where Gatsby Dolly instructed that school will be reopened. I am wondering, I am asking, is it a special kind of evil that a government will remove laptops, a government will remove textbook, a government that will minimize GATE, MIC, NESC, and every other form of learning in this country, a government who also cut the school feeding program in this country, and then today this government plans to increase gas the same day that the children have to go back to school, where the taxi fare would raise, where the food in the grocery would raise, where every aspect of transport would raise, and yet to the end of the day, the people in this country sit down, lie down, bend over, and take all that Rowley have to give to them without even making a song. Ladies and gentlemen, this have to be a different kind of evil, because we would know that coming out of the pandemic, even before the government have licked up the employment sector, they have sent home TSTT workers from Petrotrin, Trinma, Forest, all over the port. People just keep going home. No job, nothing to cushion. People still calling for the money. Lake Asphalt in Library still begging for the pay. No money. And yet, to the end of the day, you are telling me that today we have children who going back to school where the parents was shut down, locked down, broke down for 2 years. 2 years cannot even pay their internet bill, their light bill, their water rate. And you are telling me that the government would see it fit to increase fuel at this time in our history when the people doesn't have money. I want to tell you, this is a blatant attack on you, the PNM supporters. It is you that they are further punishing. It is you that they are betraying. It is you, not me. While I will feel the pain, yet I did not vote for them. Yes. It is you that they punishing. It is you in Labre who doesn't have a job, who doesn't work, who don't know where the next meal coming from, but yet supported this government. You supported this government on a promise, on a fake promise. They put a billboard in front your eye. I cannot understand. After Keith Rowley came to Labre and promised to give you a plywood factory, you still fall prey to another promise by a billboard in Point Door Junction. Today you are going to feel the pain. I am saying you will have to go back to the donkey cart and the bicycle cart and the bicycle, but I want to leave out bicycle because some of you may not even be able to buy a tire. So forget about that. But it is you. This is an attack on you, the PNM supporters. And yet, you see Colin Imbut laugh. He laugh at you. You know why it is an attack on you? Let me tell you why. You don't have the grocery. You doesn't have the supermarket. You doesn't have the drugstore. You works nowhere. You are a hustler. And that is why it is you they are attacking. It is you that they are further going to destroy. They intend to take everything from you. When they bring this property tax and you are not employed, what would you do to get money? Would you rob? Would you steal? Well, let me tell you something. The government have plenty bullets, plenty guns and ammunition. And let me tell you something. That too is to shoot you down. Is to shoot you down, the PNM supporter. It is to kill you. Have you not seen what they are doing to you? What they have been doing to you over the years? What's the condition that they continue to allow you to live in? They have you in the worst wretched condition. And hear what they do. While they intend to vote a pad and to build buildings in certain areas to move their voters, let me tell you something, man on the street, this is not for you. CPEP worker, that is not for you. When they build these buildings, you cannot get an apartment. How long? How much years you apply for a house? How much years? We have seen videos where houses cover with bush and vine. But the bush and the vine, that is more important than you, the PNM voter. They will not give you a house. They will not put you there. You can't see that. What again you want for your eyes to open? What again you want to see what is happening to you? It is not happening to them. When you look at the Tobago Inez Gate fiasco, you will see Rowley, his wife, his daughter, everybody allegedly have an apartment there. Everybody have a big shop, house there. What you have? What you have? Today, you, your mother, your brother, your sister, your children still in 111. Oh, Lord. Are you still fighting in one room? Are you still fighting in a two room? Daddy can't even get a chance with mommy. He had to make sure all you're sleeping. That is what they have done to you. You have nothing. You have nothing. And those of you who squatting, they're bringing back Clarence Rambarat. They're bringing back Clarence Rambarat to deal with state lands. All earlier who squatting and feel all you're safe is a matter of time. This unit that Rowley going to set up, it is a unit that going to come for you. Let me take this one. Welcome, caller.
Okay, Mr. Robert.
Good day, ma'am.
Good day. Yeah, I wouldn't talk like I did the last time and read quotes and talk long on the phone because I know people get vexed sometimes, you know. Everybody wants to. All right, I'll make it quick. But you see what you just said and the language you spoke and the tone you used and the grammar you used. You're reaching out to people who have no idea who the IMF is. They have no idea who the IMF, what is Trinidad doing with IMF, you know. And what I want to share something very quickly, and then I'll take it off the air.
Yeah, go ahead.
But when he made that comment he thought off mic or whatever, right? He was meeting with the IMF, wasn't he?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, check this out. The United States is the biggest funder of the IMF. And when Trump was president, Trump wanted to cut the IMF funding, but you can't cut the IMF funding because the IMF is very secretive about how they deal with government sometimes, and they do ask for transparency, which is good. But that is money that you don't have to pay back. So what I want to know now, what did the government do with that IMF money that we had that special drawdown? It's in the billions of dollars. They have not told us how they spent that money. And I want to tell people something out there. For Mr. Imber to speak like that to the IMF about our people, they haven't rioted yet. He sees us as uneducated, violent, vile people. That's why he's always schooling the UNC members in Parliament. Every time he gets up there, he treats them like little children.
Yeah.
Like you know, like massa. He annoys me when he does that, and it's disrespectful. And I'll tell you something. When you say people really broke, people are really broke, and crime is going to go up. And I'll tell you something. There will be a riot in this country, and he better brace himself for one. That is my comment. It's coming. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Boy, oh boy, let me tell you something, Trinidad and Tobago. All ain't understand what is happening with all you. All you ain't seen what happening to all you know. All you ain't seen what going on with all you. I'm telling all you blind to what is happening. Welcome, caller.
Mr. Robert.
Yes, sir.
And to that beautiful daughter of Miss Janelle.
Chanel.
Good night.
Chanel.
Blessed night to you and God guidance. You see how you come and you conquer your fear? Wherever you go, just make a conversation with the young people. You have a very, very highly intelligent person you are. Always believe in yourself, but don't try to be. When somebody is making a conversation, always listen to them. Because people makes you. And when you listen to people, then you make yourself. Understand that, Miss Janelle, and you have a blessed and wonderful night.
Okay,
Mr. Robert,
yes, sir.
and to Mr. Corky, a blessed night to you all.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
You see what has happened? The people. You know, when you're blaming Mr. Rowley and the people look like last night I was so shocked and I was so confused when a man said a lady said she would eat his shit. You cannot take rubbish to bring that on a positive program like this. And I was so upset at that, mister. People are the ones every single problem. You just come every Tuesday to bring a message of love and hope and dignity and transparency. You give to the people. The people want what they want. They want CPEP work, and they stay and keep their own self a slave our Prime Minister said to the people, I don't need this job. All you are stupid. And it still went. The Apola is worse than the Thyssen. They push him there to be what he is, a criminal. They push him to make him a criminal. And they have to suffer under it. And we also, the people have to stand up. On the 19th, the car driver, the truck driver, the plane driver, every single citizen have to stand up.
Say it again. Tell them again. Tell them again.
Don't look for the supermarket man. He have millions of dollars in food. You think he will eat chicken rotten? Is we have to shut them down. And you think a prime minister could come a prime minister if we don't go out there and vote? Is we are the jackass. It's in the Bible, eh?
Yeah.
So don't think I'm saying that. You have to say it raw like how you just say it sometimes. Poverty is hell.
Yeah.
How long? Shadow sing that. Dino Shadow. Yes.
Yeah, Shadow.
Yes.
Poverty is a shadow.
But how long he sing that song? And he beg his people, think before you act. But they just act and then think. All are we boys. I hate Mr. Rowley. They only ball in that. And when election come, they forget. They go on back and forth. But Ms. Janelle, as a young person, if all they don't make all your future right, the elderly has misled you all.
All right, caller. You could call back.
You
We
have
have
a
to go for the
blessed,
break
wonderful night to one
now.
another.
Thank you. We have to go for the top of the one now. Yeah. Go ahead, right away.
Time has come. New 97.5. Make it your choice. Something for everyone. 97.5 FM. Music for you. It's all about you.
97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio.
Power to the listeners.
This season of Lent, get more options from Royal Castle with their 3 tasty meal specials. Meals made with the freshest fish, seasoned with the castle's appetizing Trini ingredients and cooked to golden perfection. Choose from the fish combo, 2 succulent pieces of fish, 1 side and a 16-ounce soft drink, or the fish sandwich combo of a tender, tasty sandwich, 1 side and a 16-ounce soft drink, or even a flavorful veggie combo option of a sandwich, a side and a 16-ounce soft drink. Get more options from Royal Castle. Our culture, our taste for Lent.
Come to the Waves Restaurant and Bar, Grafton Beach, Black Rock, Tobago. Great ambience, fantastic prices, all COVID protocols observed. Full premium bar available. Call Waves at 731-4646 to make your reservation. Come dine with the Waves Restaurant and Bar, Grafton Beach, Black Rock, Tobago. You must be vaccinated to dine in. Fresh Street Market, your neighborhood supermarket.
Number 3 Andrew Lane, corner Churchill Roosevelt Highway and Andrew Lane, Derby, Mousica.
Opening hours.
Saturday 7:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m.
Sundays 8 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. When you think about fresh produce and good quality food, come to Fresh Street Market, your neighborhood supermarket.
Number 3 Andrew Lane, corner Churchill Roosevelt Highway and Andrew Lane, Derby, Mousica.
They came in search of a better life, and they toiled in the sugarcane fields from dawn to dusk. Devoted to their tasks, they would become agents of transformation in their adopted homeland, producing in the passage of time generations of Trinbagonians who hold their own in many disciplines of life, including the arts. During Indian Arrival Month, MCTV pays tribute to these talented sons and daughters of our land in a weekly 1-hour show entitled Jahaji Sangam, a convergence of songs. Celebrate with us this merging of skills of the Indian diaspora by homegrown Trindo talent. Saturdays at 8 during the month of May with me, Gideon Hanuman Singh, exclusively to MCTV.
Le Grand Courant Spa Resort at Stonehaven Bay, Blackrock. Bed and breakfast rates available. To book, Call 283-2597 or 463-2946. The Grand Couloir Spa Resort at Stonehaven Bay, Blackrock.
Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Join me, Anthony Jules, on Late Nights with Jules, only on MCTV. New guests every week, activity, games, hot topics, a lot of discussions. You don't want to miss it. Tune in and join me only on MCTV, 9 p.m. Trust me, you don't want to miss this.
Calling every human.
U975 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio and Multicultural Television MCTV, bringing you back where you belong. Part of the Rhythms Communications Network. To advertise with us, call 218-7820.
Welcome back. So we'll invite your calls. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a joke. What is happening today in this country, it is not a joke. This is serious life-threatening issues to deal with. Hello, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Roberts, Corky, and Jeffrey.
Nah, Jeffrey not here. Look like you're now tuning in. Chanel here today.
Chanel, sorry, young lady. Welcome. I believe you are the daughter of Mr. Roberts.
Yes, I am.
Right. Yes, you know, I had to tune in on other stations to hear what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
No. One of the things I believe you're going to talk about, the leadership elections. And let me.
Nah, I ain't dealing with that tonight.
No. I just mentioned it. Right. But I want to focus on leadership, and you'll know where I put in my votes. And I want to focus on the president and the former prime minister, how they treat with one issue. And this issue is young people.
Mm-hmm.
This president chastised a SCA scholar for writing her a letter where she interpreted as being a threat.
Mm-hmm.
And she went on the national media to chastise the boy, harass the boy, and embarrass the boy. Look what the former prime minister did in 2011 August. She said, yes, she realized the young lady put a threatening on Facebook, but she said she will want to speak to that young lady because she is a mother, she's a sister, she's a daughter. That is what is needed with leadership. She wanted to counsel that person to rehabilitate. What the president did, the president talked from her pulpit. She talked down to the young boy. You know what the president didn't do before she took an action? To think about the consequence she would have put on that young boy. And I want to ask the president, did she think about damaging that boy's future? With respect, is a young bright boy, and what is the reason he writing her and copying the newspaper? You know why he do that for? And everybody does it to get somebody to do the work. I'm putting it in that kind of way. That is why, because the boy probably thinks she's asleep because she's messing up the country. She's taking actions that is untowards of the Constitution. So if I write in any senior manager and they harassing me, the next time I write him, I copy the Express, let it highlight it. So that is what I'm trying to tell you. And you know where I'm going? I'm going with the person who could understand, who could counsel, who is a mother, a daughter, and an exceptional leader. I'm going to have a nice evening.
Thank you, Kola. Kola, let me tell you this while you come off here. The president of Trinidad and Tobago is the biggest idiot we have in the country. Let me say it again. This president is the biggest idiot we have in this country. While this president talking about young boy threat, the president threatened everybody in this country. She threatened everybody simply by breaching the Constitution. The president mash up the future of this country. The president have us in a position where a acting commissioner of police now deputize allegedly some agents, some senior counsel from Britain who, according to Rudal Munilal last night, when he produced certain documents letting us know the way in which that they intend to go after the political opponents in this country. I really want to deal with that tonight, you know. I really want to deal with that. But the president in this country is a failure. A big, big failure. And every school child, every educated school child will understand and know that the president is a failure and is not fit to be sitting in office, just like the prime minister, just like the minister of national security, just like the minister of energy, just like all of them. Failure. The president is charged with a responsibility to protect our constitution, to safeguard our constitution. And what the president do? The president is the biggest threat to democracy in this country. She is the biggest threat and should be investigated and should be waiting to go Golden Grove. That is what should happen. But we, you see, again, I call her just now. I just call him have a blessed and wonderful night. He does say, don't blame Rowley. Well, I say, don't blame the president. We have to blame the people of this country because the people is a failure unto the self. We are a failure to our own self. And if we was not a failure to ourselves, what we would have been doing is taking up the slack when we have people in high office who breach the constitution, who break the law, who misbehave in public office. The country supposed to stand up and stand out and demand that these people be held accountable. But we have time with that. We don't have time with that. What we watch is each other. What we fight down is each other. Who we want to destroy is each other. The government, the politicians can do what they want. We have time with that. We fight each other. This president should be out of office, should be hung out of office, just like the prime minister. Welcome, caller.
Mr. Victor Roberts.
Yes, sir.
You see, the president abusing taxpayers' money. The prime minister abusing taxpayers. But through our stupidity, it is happening.
Exactly.
You know, when the prime minister said, all you put me to do the job, don't tell me what to do. We know what to do. We hire you, and you're not managing this country good. You know what Mrs. Kamla Prasad said? We are the servant of the people. We cannot take taxpayers' money and abuse it like... And she building schools, she building universities, she fixing roads, she fixing hospitals. Everything this lady doing. What we really... Taxpayers is addicts in this country. You know, look how the president... You know when you leave children, to say you can't... Children... child abuse, you know, the president has done it. The prime minister has done it. And you know why they giving you 4 ganja trees to keep home? To turn you addicts before you reach 18. You're going mentally sick. It's true. I see some young little boys, they're making chow and they're smoking. They have no food to eat. And when they're done, just take another joint and they smoke until they sleep away. Oh God, all the big people come out and help these young generation. It's a 24th century we live in, don't we live like idiots, man. Is your own children you're watching punished? Come out. Don't lay that 19. Don't take that 19 tablet, you know. Let it go back to Mr. Imbert. Let him pull back. Withdraw that. Have a blessed, wonderful night again to you, sir.
Thank you, caller. Madam President, I want you to write the DPP a letter and tell the DPP that you are a threat to democracy. Write the DPP and ask the DPP to launch an investigation into the merit list, because we can't get it from the acting commissioner of police, you know. We can't get it because they put it there. He come like a plant, they plant it there. And when they plant it there, all they know what will happen. Welcome, caller.
Okay, it's me again. I promise I wouldn't make too many calls. I'll make it quick. You see, I have a question for you, Mr. Victor Roberts. I want to know about that cannabis, what is it, the Marijuana Cannabis Authority. Didn't they create something like that? And the reason I want to talk about that is because drugs is still coming to this country. Marijuana is still being brought to this country, into this soil. Who's going cushion Trinidad? I just don't get this. You're talking about this 4 trees and you can't buy seeds because you can't sell seeds. This is an Alwari trick, you know. This is how they fool people. They're going to get votes for that because they're going to they're going to say, oh, the Cannabis Authority coming back again, vote for the PNM, and then fools will run and vote. Only the real rastas know they're lying. Because you know something? This is something that is real. We know that St. Lucia is exporting to Canada. We know that I think they're also exporting LSD. In another Jamaica is exporting LSD. I'm sorry. Jamaica is exporting LSD to Europe. They're studying the psycho effects of it and mental health and stuff like that. People are making money in St. Lucia. They have stocks. You could buy shares, you know, and they're farming it and shipping it out. We know. We you know, the Prime Minister, the government said, oh, you get 4 plants, and the gender plants, is it male, female? Oh, and the police coming and knocking on your door, have an extra 2 plants. This is madness. This is why they're fooling us repeatedly. If we regulate the industry, you have the industry going, it would work. But you know, the Prime Minister, I believe it was Mr. Alwari said this. He said that it was the UNC's fault that it's not moving forward. And I want you to address this issue, Mr. Robert. He said that the UNC in the Joint Select Committee for the Cannabis Authority held back. So is the UNC going to use this as a tool to get an election? Because we, the people here, we are the voters, you know, and you guys really trying to get us to support you. But we have questions and it should be answered, you know. And when we talk about all these illegal lands, we want answers too, because we know we live in the trenches. We're the one who driving the pothole road. Ministers driving and they just turn in their head because they have big money. This is so wrong, and they allow rich people to exploit poor villages, man. This is what this march shouldn't be just about. We care about democracy. We want to live in democracy. We want to live and experience it. And let me tell you something. When you live and experience it, it's beautiful. I've lived it. Not here. It's like hell. The police will arrest you and then they never tell you why you're arrested. Over and over, they shoot these boys in the back. Nobody says nothing, but they retreat in and they shoot them. What? You have to wait years to go to court? That's the Sean Luke guy. Look how long those boys, they grew up in prison. Listen to me, It's just adding up and piling up. And something has got to give in this country, and we don't want lies. We want to know where that money going, all those billions of dollars they took. We want to know where that heritage and stabilization money going. And we want to know about Pario Fuel, what they're going to do about those 4 men that died. And girls and children beaten and killed, and nobody cares, man. Come on. A father beat his daughter and the media saying a relative. What relative? That's the girl's father. You know, come on. This is Mr. Victor Roberts. We got to speak the truth. It's not about winning an election. It's about changing people's minds and letting them see the truth, and they will vote. They will vote.
Thank you,
that is my feelings. Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Kola. At the appropriate time, I will try my best to get Saddam Hussein to address that concern for you, okay? In relation to the cannabis and the plans that the party may very well have in relation to that. But I want to come back to the point here. Welcome, Kola.
Yes, the Silver Fox. Good night, Corky. Good night, Miss Roberts.
Fox,
Good night.
I want to say something to you tonight, and it will be hurtful. We in Trinidad and Tobago like it so. We like it so. Now, we go come here every Tuesday night, every Wednesday night, and make a talk show. What we are doing about what is going on with our lives. We can win an Academy Award for talking. Fox got to the head of the class. This one got to the head of the class. But what we doing for the country? Where this talk going? Why we not standing up, getting out there and make it once and for all? Where is the union for the raising of gas from call in boat? Where are the union voices? Where are the money they're taking up for people dues? Where are them today? Why they're not fighting for us? What is happening to the people of Trinidad and Tobago? What to bring all you out? The government has to stop all your money in the bank and all you go come out from then on? What we are doing to ourselves? When I say we don't have belly, Others has come for me. They're going for Rowley, they're like he, right? But they're coming for the messenger. The people of Trinidad and Tobago is in a coma. We are in a coma and we have to get out of a coma. Let me tell you something. I going back to my latrine because it come into that. I'm going back to my latrine. And I go in my latrine and close the door. And plenty of people can say, Fox, that's the right place for you. But I want to tell all you, after a few days or weeks, all you're going to be knocking my latrine to come in. Thank you.
Folks, I am yet to understand what is happening with these people in Trinidad. I ain't talking about Tobago right now. I am yet to understand what is happening with the people in Trinidad. And all of us know that Tobago ain't finished the work yet. The work start, but they ain't finished yet. But I want to deal with home right now. I want to deal with home. Before I go outside at home, I want to deal with home. I am saying that something definitely wrong, boy, because you can't tell me this calling him but laughing, mama guy laughing, property tax coming for we, but he exempted from the big building that he building somewhere in Port of Spain there. Somewhere in Port of Spain South. And you know, it had a song, I think it goes like, they buy a boat and it wouldn't float, and they say the boat is for sailing goat, and we laughing. You remember that song, folks? We laughing, everybody kicks in off in Trinidad. When the cocky come back in, I will let him find that song. Let me tell you something. Welcome, caller.
Yes, Mr. Roberts. That song is Plain Clothes. Everybody laughing.
Plain Clothes. Cocky sing that song for me.
You must give me anything. I'll send that for you. I'll send that to Vishnu so all you could get there.
No problem.
Okay, good.
Yeah, thanks.
Nice.
Watch now. That is the appropriate song. Welcome, caller.
Good evening, Mr. Victor, and to the young lady.
Good day, sir.
Good night.
So, just my opinion. Being as the situation with this gas price and cost of them going up, now, I was only thinking, my opinion, I give it a say, that if the opposition could get together, get all the people to go like in Aranguez, Savannah, just as they did for the election, and we could and talk about it, rally about it there, and get the government in their knees to stop this gas price. It's just a suggestion. I know the people, all these people will go. The same way they went for this election there on that campaign there. The same thing the people will go. They're looking forward. That's just my opinion. I feel so. I will join there, and a lot of people will join with that. I know that. This is a difficult thing, and we have to bring them to the news. Thank you.
All right, caller. Thank you. So the caller is saying that he believes that the opposition should mobilize. Mobilize. In other words, mobilize. And mobilizing is a must. Mobilizing is a must. But let me tell you how far I am prepared to go. I am prepared to mobilize me first before I ask for any other mobilization. You want to let it go, okay? I am prepared to mobilize me first before I ask for anybody to be mobilized. And my question here right now is how much people in this country prepare to mobilize themselves? That's my question. How much people in this country prepare to mobilize themselves? That is my question. Because you see, what is coming? Gas price, you see, I don't think people understand the effects of what's going to happen, you know. I try to bring it in a language where everybody can understand. The boy, the girl, the puppy by the side of the road, every animal, every human being. I want everything to understand what happening in this country. And I believe that the humans in this country does not understand the rippling effect of what going to take place on the 19th going forward. Because, Corky, the van that bring the goods going to increase. Yes. The machines that make and package going to increase. Yes. The electricity bill going to increase. The water rate is going to increase. The internet is going to increase. Yes. The taxi is going to increase. The medication is going to increase. The man who come in to cut your yard going to increase. The man in the market going to increase. Everything will increase. Welcome, caller.
Yes, good night.
Good night, sir.
Yes, sir. Everything is going to increase, right? And it is not going to affect the rich or the political political entities in the country. It is going to affect the poor people, sir.
Correct.
Right? And I have a saying, I'm sorry to say this, but boy, them people and them had to be dotish.
Kola, I saying the same thing to you, not you alone, you know. And I ain't worried to be sorry to say it, you know. Because a reality, you don't have to be sorry to talk the truth here, you know. Talk the truth here, don't afraid. Welcome, caller.
Good night, Victor.
Yes,
who is you? Jeffrey and Corky?
No, my daughter is with me here, Chanel. And
well, God be praised. Good night to them. Yeah. Listen, people are realizing what's going on, and people ignoring the fact that election have consequences. They ignoring the fact that election have consequences. The distribution cost of goods and services will go up. Goods will go up. The distribution cost because of the increase in fuel. You understand? It's a rippling effect throughout society with the cost of increase in fuel. Right?
Yep.
We shut down Petrotrin. Foreign exchange was difficult. We have not over the years divested the economy from petroleum to other areas, to other areas. We have lost 30 years of agricultural innovation. Because in 1986, when the NER administration came into existence, what the NER administration did was to kickstart the agricultural sector by allowing the dude workers or the URP workers to go and plant the abandoned estates. All the cocoa estates that were abandoned, they used to go and plant upon the estates. That was the start of the agricultural sector. You understand? All in Maracas, I'm from St. Joseph. So all in Maracas, St. Joseph, all the guys who was building coffee rain used to go up the hill, go inside of Maracas, St. Joseph, and plant on all those abandoned estates. Well, the leases were still there, but cocoa wasn't, people didn't have much cocoa in the estate. You understand? Or when the cocoa crop gets old, you have to plant up in between the crop kind of thing. So we lose that. Right? The Manin administration lie. In there was a coup. The human cost of lying is the coup. People died on that day. So you lie yourself into power. You lie, you cause a coup. You lie yourself into power. People died, and where we should have been with agricultural innovation, that one. Barack Jack News, it's correct. Trinidad and Tobago has not divested from oil. They have not divested the economy from petroleum based into other sectors. It's quite correct. So elections are consequences. This is where we are. And you know, people seeing it happen, fuel costs going up. And when you start a conversation with, hey, goods and services, fuel, food prices, it will have a rippling effect throughout the economy. They change the subject.
Yeah.
Anytime you catch PNM shipping, all them politicians is the same, yes, they just change the subject on you, right? But election and consequences, you know why? because over the years, African people in Trinidad learned to fear the East Indians. And so they say, that's what UNC represents, the East Indian base. So lies have consequences.
Correct.
And this is the human cost of lying. You understand?
Thank you.
Dismantle the economy, bad management of the economy. You all have a good night. Continue fighting the good fight and continue doing a good job. Take care, man.
Sir. Thank you, sir. Boy, oh boy, we are in a real situation. And I don't know if the people understand what will happen. And to help you a little bit is a subject matter that people would not want to go on, Koki, in relation to what would be happening as a result of this kind of inflation that will take place with the raising of this gas. Now, Koki, what will happen? And I don't want them to feel like from Lekki too, you know. I know from Lekki too. Right? What will happen is just as everything would increase, is the same way crime will increase, Koki. And that is the devastation within all this. Because if you see what is already happening, people cutting down every piece of cable. They don't care. I saw a video this morning. I think a couple of days ago, I see a man hook up on a line somewhere in the back of a party, fry. And to the end of the day, that is not a deterrent. People going to continue the cutting cable from left, right, and center. Scrapper, everybody watch the place going to be in a mess. Welcome, caller.
Yeah, Silver Fox back inside.
Yeah, Fox.
Now, people will tell Victor Roberts continue the good fight, which is good. But they wouldn't say, Victor Roberts, we will be fighting together, standing together with you. Victor, are you ready to stand up? Victor, are you ready to go forward? And I'm calling on all people at Tobago. Tobagonians, you're listening to this program. I know they're listening. Please, I want all to call in. This gas price will suffer in Tobago more than in Trinidad. Because the things in Tobago is higher than in Trinidad. Right? When you go to the supermarket, you're paying a higher price than them in Trinidad because the boat have to bring it up, so it's costing more.
Right.
So people in Tobago, you are not out of this. You are we all in this thing together. We are one for all and all for one. Tobagonians, we have to stand up. Tobagonians, we can do it. Tobagonians, we can move Rowley. If Trinidad like Rowley, we could move Rowley, Tobagonians. We have the power. We have everything. We have the strength to move Rowley from power. Because Trinidadians only talking. They're not, only a shop talk. They're only talking blues. They're only talking. They're talking. They're attacking one another instead of attacking Rowley. Tobagonians, we does not attack one another. We attacking the person who hurting us. And the person who hurting us is Rowley, Christopher Rowley. And Tobago to move him from here. We don't want him here. Give him his goat. Give him his sheep. Give him everything and let him go. Thank you.
Bring down the power. The power of love, I say, is the greatest power. Stop hell and damnation. Bring down the power. Love to heal a nation is the greatest power. Destruction is blowing over this land. And now the earth is trembling with man's oppression of man. Bring down the power. Now the time come to sit down and rediscover what's life. Show the world the true meaning of real love, power, not strife.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what I'm talking about. If the power had to come down, let it come down. Shut down this country on the 19th. Shut down this country. Nothing must move. This place must come to be a standstill until this government not only retract that decision, rescind that decision, but we have to take a stand to ensure that good governance come back to this country. We fed up with the corruption. We fed up with the lies. We fed up with the misbehavior in public office. We fed up people. Shut down the country. This is what is needed. Welcome, caller.
Mr. Victor Roberts.
Yes, sir.
The Indians just blame the Africans. And you see the Indians in this country, when time to go and vote, they go in that river. They go in beach. And they go in line. You see, come and hitting all of us. Don't blame the African brothers and sisters. Blame ourselves. You see, cooking gas going to go up by $10, you know. That's going to go up. People will not have money to buy cooking gas.
Plus the vehicle that bringing it.
No, oh God, Mr. Victor Roberts, everybody looking at one another. We have to look at ourselves. The Indians in this country, what can God do for me? She's doing it for them. We have to come out of that clean. Let us be our brothers and sisters keepers. This is our country. When every race is suffering in this country right now.
Correct.
Have a blessed and wonderful night, sir.
Thank you. I'm calling Aleno. All you want to talk? Well, time for talking done. Tuesday morning.
Action.
Let this country stand still. Let this country stand still. That is what is needed. That is what is needed. Because let me tell you something, people. Let me tell you something today. Imbut laugh not at himself, he laugh at all you. Imbut look upon us as imps. Rowley favorite word, imps, chimps and pimps. That is what this government looking to us as. And you, the people of this country, stand up for something. Stand up for something. Stand up for something. I think this Saturday is Andy Williams pushback.
Yeah.
I think it's this Saturday. Start the ball a rolling. Start the ball a rolling. All you hear what I'm saying? Start the ball a rolling. And on the 19th, let the world see Trinidad stand still. Let the world see Trinidad have people with fortitude. Welcome, caller.
Good night, Victor.
Yes,
and your daughter there.
Good night.
Yes. All right. She must give her a chance to speak sometime. But anyway, I know you're training her. Sorry about that. Anyway, what I would like to say, when in 2015, 16, when PNM come into office, right? They raised the gas 4 times. Well, I mean, within that 5 years they had in thing. 5 years. And election time come, they went back and vote for him, but he win thousands. Come on, he win, like we said, 300 votes, and them went thousands. So they did get the price increase, and they still went back and vote for it, right? So these people and them, they are sick in their brain, right? They need to check themselves, because look, you raise it again, nobody, I think, it was Kamala now, we'll hear them. Right? One time they're going to protest and so on. But they like it so. Leave them just like that, partner. I can pay for my gas, you know. You understand? I realize I'm new for a number 9 Trinidad and Tobago today. I just be watching on the highways up by West Mooring up there and all too, when they're swinging to go by highway there by Belmasi stores. All on the highway by Page there, you see people, especially African people with big placard, white placard, asking for money for help and so on. I don't know if you ever see that. That's a new thing I see now. I never used to see that before.
All in San Fernando, by the traffic lights.
But I don't know South. I know East West corridor.
Yeah, they're telling
You
you,
know?
please assist the placard mark, please assist a child, please help a
Yeah,
child to go to
they
school.
always. Yeah, they always say that, yeah, but when election come, they go back and vote pay, and then they go say, all right, the same thing. Why doesn't give them nothing? To be honest, I'm sorry to tell you, but I don't give them nothing. Because especially when I see them thinking, you know, I tell them, I say, when election come, all they're going to get rid of the problem, what causing all this problem in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
And then they all go be in better spirits and be well off. Have a good night.
Thank you, caller. The man laugh. The man laugh. The man laugh at all you. Vassal Bart, I comment to you about 8 o'clock, you know, I ready for you yet. I comment just now. I comment to you, Vassant. So tune in. Or let the people and them call you and tell you stand by because I will comment to you just now. I ain't ready for you at 8 o'clock. I come in. Don't worry. But people, let me tell you something in this country. I sorry for Trinidad. I sorry for Trinidad. And you know the sad part about it? I'm trying to harden my heart not to feel sorry for Somalia. Because let me tell you something, the last caller there, you have a point, you know. Don't feel you have a point. I myself just go outside of what he said and assist who I could assist. But you have a point. You understand? And the point that I took out of his contribution is when the election call, all they want to go and fix the problem. All they want to go and fix the problem, all they want to remain with the problem. That's what they want to do. Welcome, caller.
Hello, good evening.
Good day, good day, good day.
And good evening to the young lady.
Good night.
All right, miss. Spotty face in birth. That man is a liar and wicked man. His month is April month where he's dealing with the OBR. Because last year he said, this year he's going and raise gas again. And he do it, so it's only April he working.
Yeah.
You understand? But yet still he telling people now it's because of the ongoing fighting in Ukraine and Russia because it to raise. You understand? But since last year he had it in mind to raise it. And people taking all of this and believing all of that. You see what I believe in? I believe in the Bible. I believe in an eye for eye and a tooth for a tooth, because you see all this talk and no action, nothing them do it.
Yeah.
We ain't getting them to move out of there with that talk.
Yeah, correct.
That ain't working, you understand? We have to work on the Bible, a tooth for a tooth and an eye for eye. That's the only thing I see could move them out of there. And you see me, I tired being I want to be number one. I'm tired pay second to any party in this country. Right? I want to be number one as a black person. It's time for black people to get up and get their own party I find. Right? That is my contribution for the night. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Well, I think let me take this call. Welcome, caller. Let me take this call.
Yes, good night.
Yes,
I want to get a thing off my mind, and I want to show people what it is the authorities, the kind of lag or the mentality that the authorities have in this country. I refer to two senior people, citizens. Well, I don't know if citizens is the right word, but these elderly people, they had migrated to Venezuela for since they was about 16 years or 12 years. They had left Trinidad and they lived their whole life in Venezuela, right? And when things get bad, they decided to come back to Trinidad. When these people and them come back to Trinidad, they didn't have a passport, an ID card. They could hardly talk English. I'm talking about Trinidadians, and they never pay a black cent in tax or help the economy in Trinidad and Tobago, and they receiving a pension. Thank you, sir.
Well. All right. Well, people. So let me hear what we're doing here now. Let me hear what is the next move going forward to fix this problem. I hear David Abdullah speak about they asking the government to rescind this decision and so on and so on. Boy, David Abdullah, I wish you luck. I wish you luck. I wish you luck. I ain't gonna say nothing more on you tonight, but I wish you luck. I wish that when you talk, Keith Rowley hear you, because you support Keith Rowley. You support Keith Rowley in the election, right? Or they jump up, jump high, jump low, or they do what they had to do. So let me see how things work now. Let me see if Keith Rowley go listen to you now. Let me see if he go listen to you now. Welcome, caller.
Hey, Mr. Roberts, good night.
How are you, sir?
Hi there, man. Good night to you and your guest.
Yes, how things, how things?
There, I'm waking up. I listened to a whole thing in March here with Daniel Roberts today. How he had to bulldoze his way through the parliament.
Yeah.
But he does get through, eh? He lose the last 4 minutes. But when he fine-tune everything, they can't stop him. Now I'm making that point. I want to come to my main point. Before I go to my main point, I'm going to Bazio Pandey. Now everybody entitled to make a mistake, right?
Go ahead, correct.
Moving Assam, break history and even the St. Joseph seat for Mr. Pandey. Come in Tunapuna and you win the seat too. And when the time comes for election, they put up Carlos John. Now everybody asks for how Mr. Pandey could do that. Moving Assam was the man. Robin Montano reported on the election. And he said a lot of tough guys now was hanging around the Tulapuna area. Carlos John is no tough man. I got to tell you this, nobody could play no tough guy for moving Assam, you know. Nobody could play that wrong. But they get through and then they had win the seat. Now, after listening to Anil today, I remember Prakash Ramadar in the parliament. When that fella get up to talk and the speaker say, remember this, Mr. Chelsea straight, I represent SWAT and I have to speak.
Right.
And when he start to talk, nobody can say nothing. The point he used to make, everybody used to be quiet. Rudy and Darcy used to sit down next to him and laugh and enjoying it. That is the only man, the point of making, put the speaker in his place.
Right.
So when Prakash come out of that party, I don't know what happened, but you know there are some people in Cuba and things.
Right.
Oh, he just saves seat and we don't see him and all that kind of stupidness. But on every occasion that he could come, when he reached the, all them on the next side used to tremble when he got to talk. Because they couldn't make no point out and this forever now. You have to sit down and take it in.
Yeah.
So I say, no, I don't know Prakash, or only see him on TV. Anybody come now want to bring back in that party, it should be Prakash Ramadan full stop. Forget the rest. Chubby Ramona and all of them, let them go on a street bottle. You understand? Prakash Ramadar should come back. I'm not sure bring him back and put him in the Senate with Anil. Start back there whenever you have time. She should try and understand that.
Well, Kamla say all is welcome, you know.
Forget them all.
Right. Kamla say all is welcome. Whoever wants to come back, come back.
You know what them sidewinders back in there.
Right. What I know she's not going to do, she's not going to lift up nobody and bring them back. Sure.
All right. But you see Prakash Ramadan, Mr. Robert? Seeing it, believing, and you watch, that is the only man to date put that speaker in his place. And if he come back here and join forces with Anil whenever he have time, with that speaker, they're going to run you out of there. So I know you have connections, I'm making that call.
Thank you, Kola.
Encourage your opposition leader to bring back Prakash. Right? All right, well, I'm going.
All right, brother. Tonight is a nice night, boy. Tonight is a nice night. So, ladies and gentlemen, Corky, come in. We had to go for the break, Corky. Come in. Welcome, caller. All right, we missed this one.
Nice.
Welcome, caller.
Good night. When I called back, this guy talking about Prakash Amara. Prakash Amara went to Rowley in some place the other day, I think, or some seminar or something. Prakash Amara is a damn trap. They stay right there. Everybody let them stay right there. If they want to come back, they come in as a normal person, just like yourself or myself or whoever it is, Come in and the party come and vote for us. You was part of the government before you was a total failure. Right? He did a lot of things. I can't remember offhand right now. Somebody could remember and might call in and could say what it was he did. He did a lot of wrong things in the past. Always talking about going against Kamala. I think he did vote even a time against them and all too in the parliament. Something like that went on. Yeah, he was needy. Yeah, let me stay riding. We don't come back at all.
Alright, caller. Tonight things getting hot, boy. Things getting hot, boy. Things getting hot, Corky, boy. Things getting hot. Right, so let me go for the break. And we will be right back.
The Grand Coulon Spa Resort at Stonehaven Bay, Blackrock. Bed and breakfast rates available. To book, call 283-2597 or 463-2946. The Grand Coulon Spa Resort at Stonehaven Bay, Blackrock.
They came in search of a better life, and they toiled in the sugarcane fields from dawn to dusk. Devoted to their tasks, they would become agents of transformation in their adopted homeland, producing in the passage of time generations of Trinbagonians who hold their own in many disciplines of life, including the arts. During Indian Arrival Month, MCTV pays tribute to these talented sons and daughters of our land in a weekly one-hour show entitled Jahaji Sangam, a convergence of songs. Celebrate with us this merging of skills of the Indian diaspora by homegrown Trindo talent. Saturdays at 8 during the month of May with me, Gideon Hanuman Singh, exclusively to MCTV.
This season of Lent, get more options from Royal Castle with their 3 tasty meal specials. Meals made with the freshest fish, seasoned with the castle's appetizing Trini ingredients and cooked to golden perfection. Choose from the fish combo, 2 succulent pieces of fish, 1 side and a 16-ounce soft drink, or the fish sandwich combo of a tender, tasty sandwich, 1 side and a 16-ounce soft drink, or even a flavorful veggie combo option of a sandwich, a side and a 16-ounce soft drink. Get more options from Royal Castle. Our culture, our taste for Lent.
Come to the Waves Restaurant and Bar, Grafton Beach, Blackrock, Tobago. Great ambience, fantastic prices, all COVID protocols observed. Full premium bar available. Call Waves at 731-4646 to make your reservation. Come dine with the Waves Restaurant and Bar, Grafton Beach, Blackrock, Tobago. You must be vaccinated to dine in. Fresh Street Market, your neighborhood supermarket.
Number 3 Andrew Lane, corner Churchill Roosevelt Highway and Andrew Lane, Derby, Mousica.
Opening hours.
Saturday 7:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m.
Sundays 8 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. When you think about fresh produce and good quality food, come to Fresh Street Market, your neighborhood supermarket.
Number 3 Andrew Lane, corner Churchill Roosevelt Highway and Andrew Lane, Derby, Mousica.
The local Palooza show and countdown. Now showing on MCTV. Hosted by TNT's rock ambassador, Bees High Five, the metal merchant. See and hear all your favorite local rock bands. Keep it rock alive. Rhythms Communications Network. Local Palooza show and countdown on MCTV. The local Palooza show and countdown. Now showing on MCTV.
In this month, close to 2 billion Muslims worldwide observe Ramadan, their most holy and beloved month, yet most difficult. 30 days of fasting from food and drink and praying build mental fortitude and closeness to Allah. There is a lesson in their sacrifice, discipline, and faith, a motivation to us all to be resilient and look forward to a brighter day. Just as the hunger of Ramadan ends with the joys of Eid, it is our prayer that the power of this holy month inspire humanity to awaken, to remember God, and to make this world a better place. Ramadan Mubarak to our Islamic community and our nation from your Royal Castle.
Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Join me, Anthony Jules, on Late Nights with Jules, only on MCTV. New guests every week, activity, games, hot topics, a lot of discussions. You don't want to miss it. Tune in and join me only on MCTV, 9 p.m. Trust me, you don't want to miss this.
Calling every human.
Sport is in trouble. What can be done to save sports in TNT? Join host Gordon Pear on Sports Insight every Monday and Wednesday on MCTV from 4:30 p.m. as he identifies the problems, look for solutions, and points the way forward. Sports Insight, where we talk to the coaches, athletes, administrators, and of course, you, the fans, as we bring positive change through sport.
U975 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio and Multicultural Television MCTV, bringing you back where you belong. Part of the Rhythms Communications Network. To advertise with us, call 218-7820.
Welcome to Rhythms Communications Network.
We are Multicultural Television, MCTV. Total local programming, the latest news, all the sports, our culture. MCTV.
MCTV is broadcasting in HD on Flow 114, Digital 22, Amplia 119, Airlink 18, RVR 109, Mayaro Cable 103, ICNTG 120. MCTV, bringing you back where you belong.
U975 FM, Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio.
All the music you know and love, played by the DJs who know how to mix it just right. We don't come slight, we come hot like pepper.
Informative and entertaining with the hottest DJs in the country. On the World Wide Web with fun radio, adult contemporary music, and
WBHM, the voice of rock.
Rhythms Communications Network, connecting cultures, connecting communities.
Time has come. New 97.5. Make it your choice. Something for everyone. 975 FM. Music for you. It's all about you.
97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio.
Power to the listeners.
Welcome back. Vasan Barat. Let me see if I can help you out here now. I don't know why when Olia not necessarily doesn't go and buy about $50 in lollipop and just suck lollipop all day. $50 in lollipop and just suck lollipop all day. So you go on the media to speak about the PNM have a narrative about corruption for 7 years now, and the opposition leader never take time out to do an analysis of the whole situation. How you know that, Vasant? You know why you are where you are, Vasant? Is because people make you out, they unmask you. They make you out for what you are. Or for a matter of fact, let me ask you a question. When you was the Minister of Agriculture, when you was in the partnership, I want you to outline what you have done on your own. Tell us what you have done on your own. I ain't speaking about what the leader instruct you to do. I'm talking about what you have done on your own. That is one. Two, why don't you come out and tell us about what corruption you know about in the partnership? Why you ain't come and tell us? Why you ain't come out and tell us? You see, I just feel sorry for you, because it seems as though, you see this thing they call power? This thing that they call power, it will send people mad, it will send some senile, it will send some docile, and it will just make others dotish. That is what power does do. You see the love for power? The love for power that causes big educated individual to stand up and talk foolishness. As a matter of fact, it has caused some of them to spell FAX facts. That is what power does do when it gets to the head. It has caused them to malfunction. And I think, Vasan, that you need to go and check out that psychiatrist and make sure everything is well. Make sure everything is well. And while on that, why ain't make put Bo as the leader? Let Bo launch the party. Let he launch the party and you fall in. Because I can understand, you was not even the Minister of Agriculture, but you gone down Moruga with a PNM candidate to speak on behalf of that candidate on agriculture. You could tell me something? You who claim to be a member of the UNC, you who claim to be a man who loves the country, you gone down Moruga, you went down Moruga, not even holding a position, but you gone down on a platform, a anti-UNC platform, to speak, and then still at the other city to come back to put your hat in the ring to say you want to be leader of the UNC. You see what I tell you, power does make people dotish? Power does make people dotish, because for you to make that move and then come back and feel that the membership of the UNC will endorse you to become the leader, then something wrong with your brain. Something wrong. Is either it's starving for oxygen, something wrong, or probably it had too much fuel or something. But all you can be right in all your head. Why you just don't go and put on a balize tie and a red shirt and go and fight a seat for the PNM? That is what you need to do. Welcome, caller.
Mr. Roberts, can I make one more contribution?
Go ahead.
Do you think the United States gives a rat's behind about some village without water in Trinidad and Tobago? You think the Biden administration and even the ambassador coming here, or any of those ambassadors in Port of Spain, you think they give a crap that we don't have good roads? Do you think they care that children are going to school where the toilet it's always in a mess, where you're sitting in a classroom and you could see all the children in the next classroom? It's like an open school room. You know, and nothing have changed much. Or schools with broken windows. You think those ambassadors care? They don't. They are here because they are investors in our government. They will support any government as long as it's democratic, eh? And the United States doesn't care about us too. You think they care about what is going on here? They will supply the police with weapons, and they'll give strategic plans, and all of those things cost money. So it's this fight or this march that we're planning, and all of these people should be marching, come up with all this stuff that's wrong and march. But this thing that's coming, they don't care. It's only us. It's us, we by ourselves with nobody else. If everybody in the world can watch what's happening in Ukraine, where people are getting killed and nobody's doing anything. Ukraine wants weapons, and Russia says you can't have weapons. We want you to be neutral. So the Russians' weapons have to be repaired by Russians, just like the United States in Yemen and Saudi Arabia. United States selling them. I'm not going off track. I'm just trying to tell you something quickly. The United States is selling military weapons to Saudi Arabia, and those planes are flying over Yemen and bombing and killing people. And Iran is sending weapons, soldiers to Yemen. That is why Iran is in the hot plate right now. You think anybody cares about Yemen? So the United States says, we're not going to help Yemen anymore, Saudi Arabia. We're not going to have you take our planes that you bought from us and fly over Saudi or over Yemen and bomb it. But we're going to send engineers so they will continue repairing your planes because they don't have the tech to repair those planes. Same thing with Russia. Most of us don't even know about that. But the thing about it is we have to be mindful because nobody cares about us. When the government getting all this money and gifts and cars and motorcycles and all kind of things, and the Prime Minister driving around in his bulletproof vehicle, it's stupid. We're a small country of 1.5 million people. All these countries have 50 million, 342 million. We have measly 1.5. And look what's happening here. They're thieving all the money in front of our eyes. And we just accept it. It's wrong. This is an oil and gas country with billions of dollars. We should have the top-of-the-line schools. We should have the best roads. We should have innovative people coming down here. We should have the best hotels. Our beaches should be spotless. The Turtle Beach should be great. We should have the cleanest beaches. And we should have environmental-friendly oil wells and drilling. But they're greedy. Oil spills everywhere. They're sloppy with us. Disrespecting it. I'm going to stop.
Thank you, caller.
I'm going to stop.
Thank you, caller. So, Vasant, put on a balize tie, a red t-shirt, and try to get a seat to fight for the PNM. All right? And stay out of UNC business. All right? Welcome, caller.
Yeah, Mr. Robert.
Yes, sir.
I had a call back. What is the biggest problem UNC have in the parliament? Because everybody talk about every day. Not the speaker, how biased she is, and shutting them down when they're talking. What I tell you about Prakash Ramadan, you could pull up that on YouTube and watch for yourself. Anytime that man comes and he starts to talk, she has to remain quiet. So you seeing that you had a man there who keeping she in place, which is supposed to be a proper speaker, and studying people like that, call and say, well, he this and that and that. You could verify what I say and check it out. You need a man like that to deal with that woman. She had no answer for him. Just no kangaroo got no answer for Anil. All Anil wants is fine-tuning, and he will get it right. So I am saying, if I was your opposition leader, I want you back, and then join up forces with Anil in that Senate whenever you have time.
Right.
And let me see what's going to take place. The rest of them ain't no use. That one ball up and run each other, they come back here, apologize properly, and you think you could do Ramadan and that? When Dinesh Rambali is a good man fighting, I say, and I can tell you, I don't know Prakash, but based on performance, that is the only man I would welcome back in the party. Right, Mr. Robert?
Thank you, caller.
Good.
And that is simple. That is simple. And I just tell people, everybody entitled to their own opinion. What make my opinion right and yours wrong? And what make yours right and mine wrong? All of us have opinions, and nothing is wrong with people expressing their opinion. Absolutely nothing. Welcome, caller.
Fire burn, that's for that. Fire burn, who that's for that trying to promote a woman. When you Prakash Ramadan fire burn, you don't remember at all what Prakash doing the party.
But caller, what I'm saying is the gentleman entitled to his opinion. Just
I agree with I agree with that. I agree with him, but the teacher that tend to have a one day mentality. Remember one. All I wouldn't remember exact things what went on, but I remember you had a real controversy in the party. So that's all I was telling you to remind you. So we don't want that again. We had that already, and I think Canberra now should pick up, once you pick in people now to put in the Senate or to put in the party, like to go for MP and so on, she should scrutinize them and make them maybe sign some documents and they say, tell them that in case anything they can get fired with whatever, without that. Because we can't afford to have different people, they go like run away, train after talking after that nonsense all about the place. Have a great night.
Okay, caller. Welcome, caller.
Blessed night again, sir. You see, Mr. Prakash Ramadan, he, the Prime Minister, Dr. Rowley, asked he to go and mediate with the Jamaicans. The man was a man of peace and love. And you see, Mr. Gavin Nicholas, that was a wonderful gentleman too. That person must do research about Prakash Ramadan, the best Minister of Legal Affairs. He was it. Have a blessed and wonderful night to one and all.
Right, and that makes the last call with Prakash Ramadan tonight. That makes the last call with Prakash Ramadan tonight. Let me get back to the important issue here. The important issue is what are they going to do come the 19th. That is the issue. That is where the issue lies. Let we run away from that. Let we run away from the reality. Let us not run away from what's going to face us on the 19th and what we are going to do to push this government to rescind that decision. That is the topic. That is what I want to know. Somebody help me. Somebody call me and give me some advice what we could do. Give me some advice. Tell me what we need to do to get the people in this country to stand up. What we need to do to get the people in this country to understand what is happening to them. Because for some reason it seems as though they are not aware what is going on. Like they really understand. You know, one of the rule is that any military individual will tell you that one of the first thing you ought to do is always, every time, all the time, pay attention to your surroundings. And it seems as though that the people in this country ain't seeing what happening to their surroundings. They're not seeing what is happening to their surroundings. So somebody had to help them. Somebody had to tell them. Somebody had to push them. It looked as though we had to start to hold people and bring them, because like they can't move on their own. And I know what is the reason for that. But I am saying what is going on in this country, in this Trinidad and Tobago, is some things that we have never experienced before. And I don't know if the country in shock. I really know if they're in shock. And that is the reason why they can't. Because one man said to me recently, he said, Roberts, this country in shock, boy. This country was expecting something, and what they was expecting, they get the whole opposite. They was expecting a nice garden of roses, but only to understand that they get a garden of goo-goo. And those of you who live in South will know what I'm talking about when I say a garden of goo-goo. Right? It seems as though that they're in shock, and like they can't wake up, because everything that the government doing to them, they just taking it and smile. And when every opportunity they get, you hear them, right foot, Balizi, left foot, Balizi. Well, according to Senator Damian Laida, it looked like right foot and left foot will have to use or to be utilized to walk now. It didn't go on no right foot Balizi, or you could probably put them Balizi on top of a hill and take off with a speed and see if you could skate down on top of it, because that is what the Balizi have all they doing right now. All this skating, nothing. That is what they have it to do. And I want to say a special thanks to a gentleman who have donated 50 hampers. 50 hampers. And those hampers will be going out very soon. And earlier, let me tell you one time, those 50 hampers already have names by the bag. Alright? They already have names by the bag. I tell you only one time. Because you know, I get hampers for, I get enemy for hampers, right, Chanel?
Yeah.
I get enemy for hampers already. And here the enemy I get. There are some people who believe that every time I get a hamper, that their name have to be on the list. You understand? But it doesn't work so with Victor Roberts, because when coming to a hamper with me, it had nothing to do with vote. So even some who say, or some who feel that they ain't voting because they ain't get a hamper, that's your business. I'm making it plain and I'm making it clear. All who say they're not voting because they ain't get a hamper, that is your business. That would not deter me from dealing in an equitable manner. Because if you get this time, then somebody else had to get the next time. There is no permanent hamper based individual with me. When I get some hampers to distribute, or when some people donate hampers to me, I deal with it as I see it fit with people who are in need. And let me make that, let me break down that a little more. Everybody are need, don't feel me, that. But there is always some who are more need than some, and there is always some who get this time would not get on the next time. And that is as plain as it is. So who feel that they ain't voting because they ain't get hamper, that's your business. That is your business. And you could very well vote for Rowley too. Because he is who have you looking for a hamper and making enemy for a hamper. Alright? So I hope I get that clear. I want that to be recorded in your mind, in your brain. Because that is how it would be. Alright? So I want to say thank you, Mr. Nah, I ain't gonna call the name. I ain't gonna call the name today. But I want to say thank you for making those 50 hampers available. Huh?
I say he know himself.
Yeah, for making those hampers available. And of course, it is not the first time. This is the same gentleman who have provided 100 hampers a couple months ago. Okay, so we want to say thank you very much, sir. And may God continue to bless you and continue to help you to have that you could always bless somebody else who don't have. We appreciate that. And when those hampers is going out, of course, I will do as I accustom, send you some sort of footage where we will be, not the person who will be receiving it, but when it will be leaving to go out. All right? And that is my form of transparency, and nobody ain't going to change that. All right? So back to the topic. What we going to do come the 19th Trinidad and Tobago? What we going to do? Would we sit down and would we go to the pumps and see who could buy? Would we be smiling at those who move in with the little small red container? Because I've seen a lot of guys moving with this red gas pan, the smaller pan. Some of them have it in the trunk, and anytime they cut off anyway, you will see them pulling the lid and they will be throwing that a little bit inside it, trying to make ends meet. So what would we do come the 19th? Would we be smiling at those when we pass those vehicles by the side of the road? Because trust me, you will be passing them there. You will be seeing them there. Believe what I'm telling you. You would be seeing them there because, a matter of fact, people can't even pay $5 for a short job. One man said to me the other day, he said, boy, just imagine, whole day I see in trouble. I stopped to pick up a man and separate two of them. And when they reach down Los Rio, they tell me, thanks drive. You understand? Thanks drive, no money. You understand? And on top of that, they telling me, better drive off from here quick, you know. You better drive off from here quick. And that is the reality. That is the reality. People have no money in this country. People doesn't have money in this country. And those who may very well have a few cents, they rather to how we used to call that long time, boy? When you jump in a car and you jump out and run. I forget how we used to call that long time. And mind you, long time in those days, that was kicks, eh? Hop in a van, hop in the back of a van, and shake up the back when you almost reach where you're going. That was kicks. You understand? Mm-hmm. A man will jump in a taxi and jump out, and that was fun for him, but now we can lose your life. Welcome, caller.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, sir.
I just want to make a quick comment.
Mm-hmm.
What I found, I and myself is confused how come people just sitting down and taking everything. But the minister knows the language very well because he says, if he raise it and he could raise it again and then riot yet, well then I will raise it again. Yeah. It means he only will respond to riot.
Exactly.
That is the only language he will understand. And the people supposed to realize that you need riot. That is the only language the minister says he does know. You know? So have a blessed evening, sir.
Thank you, caller. And caller, that is what the minister said. You know, there are some things that. Welcome, caller.
Oh, good night.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Bharat,
But I'll go end up like Ramesh, you know. Yeah, next Ramesh, you know. and
well, I listen. No, you make your comment.
Yeah,
Make your comment.
I check out that already. He just trying to thing up the UNC. You understand? He can't fight the PNM. We go fight.
Well, they're supporting the PNM, you know, because if he went and campaigned with Gypsy Moruga, then he had to be a PNM.
Yeah. That's what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
But mash up the UNC, but he go end up like Ramesh. Yeah, next Ramesh.
Thank you,
Okay, all right.
Right. And that is a fact. That is a fact. The man say that he raised it, they ain't riot. I raise it again, they ain't riot yet. And when he said they ain't riot yet, when you look at the structure of that sentence, it is an expectation inside of there that he will raise it until they riot. So call him but raise it again, boy. See if you can raise it before the 19th, yes? See if you could raise it before the 19th, because according to the corner, boy, I really don't understand what happening in this country. Sometimes I and all us going shock, you know, people. Don't feel it's only people in the I and all us going shock, because the kind of things I see in people accepting. I mean, I just be shocked to see what is happening. I just be amazed to see what people accepting in this country.
And some don't justify it too, you know.
Well, that is the next. That is the because some people. I think recently somebody tell me that boy, they had no choice because of the war.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
All over social media.
Yeah, they had no choice because of the war. And you see, this is the level of brainwash that people, and the level of. Sometimes I doesn't want to say it that way. Sometimes I doesn't want to say it because it doesn't really come across good when you speak of illiterate. So I ain't gonna say it. But the people, let me tell you why I observe Chanel in this country. Let me tell you why I observe. I observe it that it appears as though that the people in this country just try to find a word that will excuse the incompetence.
Mm-hmm.
They will try to find a word to excuse the lack of response. They will find a word to stick inside there that they believe will help them to look good,
yeah,
or would not show up the weakness. So you will hear people saying gas had to raise because of the war. But the same idiots who saying that, yes, idiots who saying that, when you raise it 4 times or 3 times, where the war was?
Mm-hmm.
Where the war was? When you raise it 3 times in other face, which part the war was? And you see, that is how, when I hear Rowley came out and spoke of the war in Ukraine and the government have no choice because the government this and the government that, you understand? I try to understand if people forget that just recently. Welcome, caller.
Yeah, this is Silver Fox back in.
Yeah, Fox.
Now, the reason why in both is getting on this dotish way as an anti-gun is because they mash up the union. They take away the voice of the people, because the most powerful union we ever had and all over the Caribbean, and Roger let them mash it up. Roger is responsible for the things we are going through here today. They're supposed to drag Roger politically from one place to the next, the whole of Trinidad, and then drag him across the water in Tobago. One man for greed.
Just
for greed. Greediness mash up this country, because short man would have never, that short ugly something that called a minister of finance, I don't know how to put it, right? He have nothing to describe short man, right? Short man, they outsmart Roger, saying they're giving him an oil refinery for a big man that's so dotish. Roger is a slave. Roger don't even know
he hit from his foot. Now he going in a pushback to tell people what? To tell people what? What Rouge going in a pushback to do? Rouge is supposed to go in a latrine pit and sit down. And the people don't see him again. You turn this country upside down because they don't have nobody. Them know they could do what they want and nobody to fight back. Robbie, it's only you and people like you fighting back this government, you know. Other people sitting down like they don't know what's going on, like they're in a trance. What you have to tell them for them to come out? One way to the block wrong a place that nobody can see in and tell them you have a money tree inside of there and you're going to see people come in to say that and then we go protest. Thank you.
All right, folks. And I really want to understand if people forget that it was Imbot and Rowley who stated that they were going to remove this gas or the fuel subsidy over a period of time. So when people get up now and say it's the war, why they have to raise and the war, I think that these people and them, they're lacking some kind of calcium in their brain.
And it'd be the educated ones, you know.
And that is the sad part about it. That is the sad part about it. Well, to me, the so-called educated, because let me tell you something. People believe that education is going up there and speak about cynical and paraventure and all those big words and so on. They believe that is education. But I really trying to understand what is wrong with people, because up to of late I read on the newspaper, I believe it was the Express, that the government had a retreat to discuss the further removal of the fuel subsidy. All right? And they met and they sit and discuss. And yet still to the end of the day, I will hear people in this country saying that the government had no choice and the government have to do that because this is worldwide. Even with the pandemic and the 3,700 plus lives that we lose in this country, I hear people say this is worldwide and have other countries who lose more people than us, and they're not recognizing that is because of incompetence we have lose so many of our citizens, and even that they forget, and that is why I just always say a 9-day wonder, because they even forget the loved ones who die. They forget that already. They don't move on. The Paria situation where the 4 divers lose their life, I hear people started to talk on social media. They had proper training. Only sure it wasn't their negligence, and that is how people go. And they are blaming the government. Accident that's happened. Everything.
Yeah, they find a way to defend the government.
Right. And the government not defending them. But everything happened. They have an excuse for Rowley. Everything. You understand? When he spell facts the other day, they say it's a joke he make. I tell you everything. They're so sickening. You understand? Everything they try to find something to fix the problem. And to the end of the day, Rowley business fix, Imbot business fix. The only people who business in fix in this country is all your own.
Correct.
You understand? Because they have tax free, you have to pay tax. Whether it be on import, whatever they bring, whatever they do, all the pretty cars, you feel all the hybrid vehicles that these individuals driving, you feel them going and feel the pressure in the pocket. You feel them going and feel any pressure in the pocket to put gas in the car or to put diesel in the vehicle. It's not them. It's not them, brothers and sisters. It is you. It is always you. It is always you that get the wrong end of the stick. It is you. And until you could see, until you could open your eyes, it's until you go remain in this condition. A lady tell me the other, she said, boy, don't matter what happen, I will pray and God will provide. Well, I laugh at that. That was a laughable statement to me. You hear what I'm telling you?
Yeah.
Because let me tell you something. You don't get up. You lie down in your house and you just pray. When tomorrow morning reach, kneel down and pray. Pray whole day. Pray whole night. Pray for the rest of the week. And when you get up off your knees, your clothes will be clean, wash, dry, and hang out. Or wash, hang out, and dry, if you don't have a dryer. Your wares, well, they might not have wash your wares because you ain't going to be eating nothing. But if you have no grocery in your house, it go come. And everything, even the same book that all them misquote, misuse, and abuse state, that God help those who help themselves. The same book that all them misuse and all them use conveniently. The book tell you that God help those who help themselves. So all you stay as a bunch of dumb people and just expect, just sit down, do nothing. Do absolutely nothing. And sit down and wait. And all you go get a better life. Things will work out. Your children go get a laptop or a tablet. A vehicle come and say, look, we can them to school free every day. And somebody will say, look, pass by me, collect lunch every day. Right? And let us wait, it go happen.
Stores will give away uniform.
Yes. Uniform. Let's go by a store and say, I am a praying soul. I pray night and day. And you will get a uniform. You do all that. Welcome, caller.
Mr. Robert?
Yes, sir.
You know when you don't want a donkey to feel the pressure you're going through, you tie a bundle of grass and a carrot from my neck, and the eye just seeing it, and you walking over there and you're thinking, well, he can't get it, but he's seeing the food and he can't get it, but he's happy seeing it. And this is how the Trinidadian is. They want, everybody wants. But you see the word you're using? People really go on P-R-E-Y, but they do P-R-E-Y. Because by the sweat of thy brow, you will get. Have a blessed and wonderful night.
Of course. And you see, they just use it conveniently. And next woman tell me the other day, she say, my prime minister is God. That's all right. So what your prime minister providing for you? He just give me a meal when the day come. That's all right. Where you living, of course, the people are more they renting the downstairs. See how easy? Where you living, the people renting the downstairs? You know what she said? She said, I going to move downstairs because I can't pay the rent for upstairs. Upstairs too high. See how easy it is? But God is she prime minister. But she can't pay the rent upstairs. She going to move downstairs because it's too high. So you're prime minister. And this is the kind of dotishness. This is the kind of dotishness that people, I can't even say they believe. I can't even say they believe that, you know. I can't even say they believe that. But this is the kind of dotishness that people express. You understand? I hear our next group tell me, we don't deal with politics. We don't take part in that. But guess what? You not taking part in the same thing that control you. And that is what I help Chanel them to understand, you know. I help my children to understand, look, you have to be a part of the thing that control you. Because whether you fool yourself, you like it or not, politics have and creates an impact in your life, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
Right? Because let me tell you something. All of you who talking about we ain't voting and we ain't taking part and we don't mix with politics and I don't deal with that. Let me tell you something. It's the same politician telling you when to walk, how to walk, what to drive, how to drive, how much you pay for gas, how much you pay for everything. Is the same politics that control you. Control you. You could sign voting, you're going to church, the politics control you. Because you already say you can't open your church door, you can't open it. These same politics control you. So stop being naive, people. Stop being naive and be responsible. Stop being, I think naive is the best word for now. Stop being naive. That is what controls you. That is what creates an impact in your life, whether you want to accept it or not. That is what tells you what to do. The politician make laws. The same thing that you don't want to be a part of, it control you. Because you have to obey or go to prison. You have no choice. You have to obey or go to prison. No choice. But yet still, when it's time to make a collective decision and seek to install somebody who will look after the interests of your community, likewise the interests of you, you throw that aside. You put that on the back burner. You in business to that. I don't think up, boy. Dreadlocks don't think up with politics, boy. And I is at this, I don't vote, boy. My book tell me don't vote. But if your book tell you don't vote, why you obeying what the same politicians say? Tell the politician, my book tell me don't vote, and my book tell me that I am not supposed to obey you because I don't mess with you. Why you do that? But my book tell me don't vote. As a Christian, I don't vote, and Jesus is my prime minister. But yet still, everything the politician do affects you. Every time the politician implement a new tax, you have to pay it. You have to pay it. Or you go against what your book tell you and lie and hide not to pay it. So you see, you're wasting good time. You're wasting good time. My job is to educate you, you ain't bound to take it, but I'm telling you, politics creates an impact in your life, whether you want to accept it or not. And that is why I always call the youths to get involved. Young people, you need to get involved. You are the future generation. You are the future of the country. You have seen how politicians have robbed and raped and steal your wealth. And you must not be like that. You know why much people will not like me? You know why much people may not support me? Because I say it like it is. It doesn't matter who vex. It matters not who vex with Victor Roberts. And I teach my children them to be independent, to be outspoken, and to speak the truth. Say it like it is. Don't let no politician rub no shoe polish in your mouth and feel they could shine your teeth up nice and have it glittering. Talk like it is. When a politician wrong, they wrong. When a politician do right, they do right. And that is how it must be. And that is why I'm always advocating for the young people to get involved in politics. You must be able to steer your future. You have to steer your future. You have to be the one to be the next Kamla Prasad Bisesa. Notice I ain't say Keith Rowley, you know. You have to be the next Kamla Prasad Bisesa. You have to be compassionate. You have to look after the interests of your people. You have to be able to put education as on the front burner in your society.
Yeah.
You must educate your people. Education is what will take you out of poverty.
Key.
Education is what will move and enhance and build the standard of your living. Education is what will send your country in the direction to be recognized worldwide. We recognize right now in Trinidad and Tobago as the most idiot, doted, stupid government we ever have. Ever. Young people, you have a responsibility. Very soon, you would be creating your own family. You will have children. What would you do? How would you bring your children up? What legacy would you leave for your children? What? And that is why I am training Chanel. I am training Chanel to be outspoken, to stand up and to stand for what is right no matter what it costs. And let me tell you something. You could question any one of my children. You know what they get licks for when they was small? Lie. Don't ever lie to me. Tell me the truth. I just tell my girl children, tell me the truth. So when you come home and tell me, Daddy, this man do me that, and that man do this, I must feel comfortable to stand the consequences of my action. I just say, see, with my children, there is some things that I would not accept. And if I'm not accepting that with my children, I'm not accepting that with no politicians. Welcome, caller.
Mrs. Kamla Prasad diversify education for the young people, you know. The day where she went, because she could export lawyers, judges, magistrates, doctors, engineers. That was the diversification. Diversification, and people didn't want that. Have a blessed and wonderful night, too. And Janelle, be strong.
Yeah.
And this is what it is, you know. This is what it is. It have to be about education. It have to be about education.
No, I agree. But if you're noticing, education is getting less and less accessible to the youth. While we preach education is the key and education is the key, education is being less and less accessible. Because now they cut gate, they cut this, they cut that. Nothing else is free. So where are we getting the money to access the education if our parents are unemployed?
And that is great, and that is on the top of the list, because there's the unemployment ratio in this country is ridiculous. I mean, let's just judge from down on our side. Palo Seco, Sanafora, Los Barro, Rancho Quimado, and just judge from down here. And when you look at the unemployed, people doing everything to try to survive, including stealing cable.
Yeah.
Everything. Who in trying to thief a piece of scrap iron, stealing cable, pre larceny, your garden in trouble. I mean, anything people doing to survive. We have seen. You remember we stopped by Royal Castle. We stopped by the other.
By the roti shop?
No, when the man offered me the CDs.
Oh yeah.
Royal Castle. We stopped by Royal Castle was last week.
Last week Tuesday.
And we stopped by Royal Castle to buy some chicken. And while Chanel going inside to get the chicken, I outside. A gentleman walk up. Good night, sir. I have some CDs here selling. I say, what can I see? He say, I have some MP3. I say, what kind of music? He said, boy, let me tell you what it is. I have some CDs here, local blues. Girls from Sipa, girls from Palo Seco, girls from Point 14. Listen, man, you know. Local blues. And on top of that, he's saying young girls, you know. 15, 16, 17. I say, boss man, two things. I say, one, I do participate in that. I say, and two, suppose it's a police he was speaking to and telling him that you have blues with underage girls. You know what he say? He say, where you feel them girls and them doing that for free? He say, everybody working, everybody had to live. And listen the age that this gentleman speaking of. He is speaking about 15, 16 and 17 going up the road. You understand? And police don't say you don't know and now tell you Royal Castle in Penal. In DB. You understand? Look for the man with the bag there. Don't afraid you go find him. And this is seriousness. So when you have young people at this age doing what they have to do in order to survive, it is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. And that is why I could never, you see, people understand what's happening in society, you know. You watching young girls and young boys who walking up and down the road in the daytime looking so innocent and so on. But you would be amazed to know what these same children have to do to survive. What they have to do to survive. And some of you may say they choose to. You can't tell me that because I know different. You can't tell me that because me grew up in Westmoreland. You can't tell me that because I never grew up rich. You understand? I grew up the hard way. I grew up, and I keep saying one of these days, you folks will shock if I or when I decide to give my life story. You will shock. I ain't grow up the like no nice boy, you know. I know what it is like to be hungry. I know what it is like to be out of money. I know what it is like. You hear what I'm telling you? I know what it is like when you have one parent hustling in town, working Jude and living in South. We grew up for years with our father. We see my father on a weekend because he work in Jude in town. We live in Santa Flora. And when he go up there, he ain't come back down until Friday. When he leave Monday morning, it's not until Friday. When my mother go and spend time with him, I tell her that already. She used to leave me by Mr. Bisoon, by Miss Sugia. That is why people that can't talk race for me. I tell all you about the fig talcary and fig and know about it. So we ain't grow up like no nice boy and don't understand what it means not to have. We understand what it means not to have. You feel we never struggle like everybody else? We struggle like everybody else. We do what we have to do to survive. So when people talking, a man telling me the other day, brother, but you don't know why going through, you know, boy. My father never leave nothing for me. My father never give me nothing. You know my father gave me? Let me tell you what my father gave me. My father gave me instructions to carry out when he was dying. He says, see this house? This is a shop between the girls. That is what my father gave me, instructions. But I never cry and say, boy, my father ain't this and my father ain't that. I stand up like a man. I stand up like a man. I work like a man. Stand up. Buy my land, build my house. You understand? And I ain't boasting. I built 2 houses. So I know what it is like. I know what it is like. Sometimes people just try to figure out why I always trying to give somebody a hamper. You know why I always trying to give somebody a hamper? Because I know what it is like to be hungry. I know what it is like for gas to cramp your belly. Or you maybe never experienced that. I know what it is like. You hear what I'm telling you? I know what it is like till when gas get in your head. You understand? I also know what it is like when gas get down in your testicles. I know what it is like too. So don't feel that Victor Roberts come out from some rich boy family. When I tell all of the places I work, all they will cry. You hear what I'm telling you? When I tell all of the places I work, all they will cry. So it's in them bed of roses. People seeing trouble in this country. People that be calling me, texting me. My daughter does tell me, Daddy, what's your phone? 500. WhatsApp message. People asking Mr. Roberts, could you help? Mr. Roberts, we under pressure. Mr. Roberts, could you come and see? Mr. Roberts, could you give? Mr. Roberts, could you? And you know who I give? I just ask people. And take what people give and give. That is what I just do. And that is why when some of you talking about I doing this and putting it on Facebook, I ain't putting it on Facebook to please all you. I'm putting it on Facebook so the people who give could see what I do with what they give. That's the reason for it on Facebook. So all who feel is for fame, that is a matter for all you. That still don't bother me. Because it's all yourself will turn around and say that they give him and what you keep it for yourself. You understand? That is why we put it on Facebook. We would not show who we giving it. But we put it, look, we in library and we giving out some hampers today. You understand? That is the reason. Because when people take up their hard-earned money and organize hampers for you to help some people, those people have to get the blessings. And I want to make sure they get the blessings, so I want them to see where them blessing going. Because let me tell you something, when you give is a blessing, you know. When you give is a blessing, and when you give, a blessing will return to you. And that is why I want people to see, because I understand what it means to be without food. Rowley and them wouldn't understand that. Brian Manning and Beckers and them wouldn't understand that. Hines and all of them would not understand that. Foster Cummins and all of them would not understand that. Imbot and Alwari and them will not understand what it means like to be hungry. You understand? Shamfa Kojo and all of them, they can't understand that. Gaspy Dolly, or they can't understand that. Or they will never understand that. Ayana Webster Roy or whatever your name is, or they would not understand. Or they will never understand that. If all you understand what it means, what it is like to be hungry, or it would have never take away employment from people. The employment that all it took away from people in this country is what people use to mind the family. All they believe people wealthy in this country. The wealthy is a handful. The filthy rich, you could probably count them on one hand. People suffer in this country, and all you're happy, all you smile. When Rowley say we know of the government, I see some idiots clap, not knowing that they're clapping to their own detriment. I watch these little hungry people, clapping. When Rowley say, you better wean off the government. First, the illiterate, they ain't even know what they're clapping is their own demise. If they know, they would have never clapped to that. They would have never clapped when a man telling you that the government will continue to reap the resources and the wealth of the country, and all you can get. That is what it means. We will not be giving all you out of it. Wean off of the government. And they clap. Go back and look at the video. When Rowley say, I will pay all your wages and all you will lose all your job, they clap. They clap. Go back and look at the video. If that is not illiterate individuals, well, then somebody tell me what is. A man telling you that he going to punish you and all you clapping. A man say, all you better tighten on the belt if all you know what going. And they clapping, plap, plap, plap. They clapping for that. So you tell me something. Tell me something. This is the reality in this country. And when Kamla Prasad Bisesa brought about education for all, if these people did spend time to grasp the education that Kamla put out there for all, you think they would have been clapping when Rowley talked them hogwash? You think they would have been clapping? Watch the people who was clapping. Go back and watch it. Go back and watch the videos. Go on YouTube, pull it up, and watch the audience. Watch who was clapping. All they watch. I ain't even telling all they go back and watch and see who was clapping. You know why they clap? Because some of them don't even understand what it means to be weaned off. They don't even understand that word. That word wean, that may be some big word to them. That maybe mean, well, money coming. For them to clap for that, it have to be they understood what Rowley said. And something good. Cookie, they have to understand what Rowley said was something good. So they applaud, they clap for that. I saw this same bunch of people when Rowley stood up by Pigot's Corner and talk about Manning ailment and what he did. And he lived close to Lekki too. Boy, these people scream and clap These people these people scream and clap. Yeah! Clap when Rowley making fun of Manning ailment by. Yeah. You hear what I'm telling you? They clap to sue that. If it's sad again, welcome caller.
Yes, Teasdale here. And you know my money limited. Why it is
time limited to 2 minutes.
Right. Why it is you doesn't log this and play it? Why it is it doesn't log it? Why it is it doesn't tape it? Instead of talking, play it, let the people them hear. It is like when the youth man tell about the information to print and whether they have enough money and all of that sort. Yeah? Let Corky do some work now, man. Tape these things and play it for people to hear. Not everybody have access to go back on YouTube and wherever.
Teasdale, I'm playing it for you tomorrow, please God.
Yeah?
I'm playing them for you tomorrow, please God.
Tape these things, where Corky?
I have it.
Play these things, the audio, let people hear the audio.
Tomorrow, please God, Corky. Teasdale. Tomorrow, please God. I don't promise. But I'm telling you, I will play it for you tomorrow, please God.
And not only that, play thing that you're talking about that they already say. That's the one of the mistake you're making. Because you talk.
Teasdale, I'm glad you're money done. Yes, we can find your boyfriend more.
9 o'clock.
Welcome, caller. You have.
Hi, Victor.
Yes, sir. You have 30 seconds.
Archie from Canada.
Yes, sir.
I just called to let Shelly know that you have 3 ladies to support you whenever you have anything to think about. Kamla, Marsha, and Jeline. Anytime you need any advice, go to them.
Okay.
I know your daddy there to help you, but still, go to them. They will help you too. Tell them you get a call from Canada to tell them to come help you.
Okay.
Okay? Have a good one.
Okay, thank you. So, people, till tomorrow, please God, we out of here. Corky have a tune to play for you.
We laughing.
But Teasdale, I know your money done, but tomorrow, please
Have
God.
a good one.
Yes, sir. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
It's time Trinidadian learn some sense and stop taking serious things for nonsense and laughing. Anything that take place in this country, whether it affects the country or we laughing. Wasar and Gastro in the same race, hospital and stiffness in second place and we laughing. We my people coming from heaven knows they walk in the street with the thing exposed and we laughing. Everybody laughing, everybody glad, everybody kicks in a fun we in Trinidad. Always reshuffling cabinet and up to now they can't do nothing yet and we laughing. The buyer